The Force is strong with them. That's what they say. But with Ezra Bridger, there's the Force is strong with him, but too much of an arrogant airhead, if you know what I'm saying. But that's just how he got his start. As the series progressed, Star Wars Rebels started to show characterizations like none other, as the Ghost Crew went from being separate entities to a family, and not to mention a fighting force the Empire doesn't want to contend with, until they met Grand Admiral Thrawn, that is. This episode of Comic Book Review is all about Star Wars Rebels Seasons 1 through 3, and it starts right now. May the Force be with you. To an all-new episode of the Comic Book Review, brought to you by Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, in theaters in May, next month in May, excuse me. I think it's May 5th, I believe. Either way, I cannot wait for this. I seriously cannot wait for this. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, especially Baby Groot, gonna be in it. I mean, come on. Vin Diesel's supposed to be Groot, and here, he's Baby Groot, running away with a bomb in his hands, and he's going, I am Groot! And it's like, uh-oh. This couldn't end well. Either way, my adventurous ones, welcome to an all-new episode of the Comic Book Review. I am your host, as always, Joseph Michaels, the Adventurous Joe, the Jedi Knight of Adventurous. Yeah. And this episode is all about Star Wars Rebels. Now, normally this would fall under TV review and stuff like that, but we've decided to, if it's going to be in Marvel Comics, as comic books and stuff, it's going to be under the Comic Book Review, just like other stuff would be. And I'll tell you right now, when I first heard about this series coming out and stuff, I was so hyped over it. I could not wait to see what was going to happen with this series. At first, it started off a little iffy, okay, because there were so many things in it that didn't make sense about this, and till Dave Filoni explained it to people that this is a story that takes place about 2 or 3 years before the events of Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, and Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. So, what exactly is all this leading up to? Well, for instance, there's the crew known as the Ghost Crew. Okay, headed up by T.A.J.S, Harrison Dula, and many other faces you would not believe is on this crew, including a snippy little astromech droid named Chopper. And once Ezra joins up with them and stuff, it's an amazing show from start to finish. It got better and better. It showed how characters develop in this show, not just from the factors of them going and doing their own things and stuff like that, or they've all got their own little backstories, but the way Kanan can sense the Force in him, and you find out Kanan is one of those surviving Jedi and stuff, and it makes you wonder what's going to happen when this series is reaching its end, because we never hear about T.A.J.S again, or you know, what happens with the Ghost Crew other than we seen them in Rogue One at the Battle of Scarif, you know. What else is going to take place out of this? Are we going to see more of their adventures somehow tie into the original trilogy? It's going to be an interesting ride. Now, when Star Wars Rebels first season started, it had so much actionist drama to it. But what took the icing on the cake is how Season 1 ended, mirroring the foreshadowing of what the next season would be about. Especially when he walked off of the shuttle. Oh my God. When Grand Moff Tarkin walks off the shuttle and he's talking to Agent Callus and stuff. And all of a sudden you hear that iconic breathing. And he's walking down the steps, the ramp of the shuttle. And I says, oh my God, Vader! And then when they showed the trailer for Season 2, I freaked the fuck out because it was just awesome as hell. Vader literally was lifting debris over his head and shit, and taking on Kanan and Ezra at the same time and stuff. And he was using Ezra's own lightsaber against them and shit. Not to mention, Season 1 brought a famous character back from the Star Wars Clone Wars series, Ahsoka Tano, played by Ashley Eckstein, and she does a fantastic job with the voice of this character. It's so amazing how her character has evolved. Not to mention the fact that when she walked away from the Jedi Order, and in the end, Star Wars Clone Wars, I just fucking died. I says, oh my god, come on. That's how they're gonna leave it? You're gonna let Ahsoka just leave? I mean, and then you find out she survived all these years. She survived the Jedi Purge and everything else in between. Now, when Season 2 was reaching its end, the frickin' final fight between her and Vader, whoa, Jesus, left me breathless. I meant literally breathless. I was freaking out like, oh my god, especially when Vader's mask is half gone and stuff, and you can see Anakin's face underneath, and he says, Ahsoka, and she looks back in it, and she's like, Anakin, like, freaking out over it and stuff, and she's trying to talk him down and stuff like that, and at the same time he says, then you will die, and turns back to Vader, full-on Vader again, and they just go at it until the very end. And what everyone's skeptical about is if Ahsoka Tano is returning. Okay, is she coming back? Is she still alive? Because everyone thinks she's dead at this point. Even the Ghost Crew thinks she's dead. Okay? Vader walked out of that the rubble of the temple and shit, that old Jedi temple and stuff, and he walked out of that rubble. He's all broken up and battered up and shit, and he's walking out of there, and all you see is this white owl-like creature fly through it all, and you see Ahsoka just walks in the temple into the darkness and stuff, and it's like, whoa. Not to mention the Inquisitors. The Inquisitors used to be frickin' Jedi Temple Guardians, for God's sake. Holy shit! Like I said, this series just kept throwing me for loops everywhere. Now, Season 3 really gave me the thrill of all thrills. An expanded universe character returned. Grand Admiral Thrawn. Oh my god! One of my most favorite expanded universe characters, because in the Heir to the Empire trilogy, which was known as the Thrawn trilogy, my god, he was ruthless. He was fucking manipulative. He could frickin' know every move the Rebel Alliance was gonna make and shit. And not to mention, trying to help J.S. Jorah Sabath, I think his name is, okay, capture the Jedi twins of Han and Leia. It was like, oh, whoa. I loved the Thrawn trilogy. It was my favorite. Grand Admiral Thrawn became my favorite villain since Darth Vader. And when they announced for the trailer for Season 3 of Star Wars Rebels, oh my god. When they announced Grand Admiral Thrawn was going to be in it, not to mention Obi-Wan Kenobi returning to take on Darth Maul. What the shit? It was so fucking awesome. Season 3, oh, sorry about that. Season 3 was the pinnacle point of unbelievableness. Not to mention the Bendu coming around, and something that was like out of Star Wars Legends tales and stuff like that. Like Knights of the Old Republic and stuff like that. Okay, this series just kept surprising us season after season after season. And not to mention now Callus is no longer with the Empire. He is the new Fulcrum. He is now with the Rebel Alliance and the Ghost Crew and stuff. So what's Season 4 got in store for us? Well, we're going to find out, because in less than a week we will be seeing, in fact I think it's next week by the way, Star Wars Celebration is going to have its Rebels panel, and they're going to be talking about and showing a trailer for Star Wars Rebels Season 4. I can't wait. I'm waiting to see if there's going to be the return of Darth Vader, Ahsoka, if they're going to bring Vader and Grand Admiral Thrawn into it together and shit. I cannot wait. Not to mention, they said there might be some elements of Rogue One. Yeah. Either way, our final judgment for Star Wars Rebels Seasons 1 through 3 is going to be a whopping 10 out of 10. Holy Moses! I enjoyed it. If I could go borderline 11 on this shit, I would. Star Wars Rebels will keep you on the edge of your seat no matter what the episode is all about, the season is all about. It will keep you so much on the edge of your seat, you will just want to keep watching it again and again and again. Now, Star Wars Rebels Season 1 and 2 are on Blu-ray and DVD, so you can get it both ways and stuff, both seasons on both Blu-ray and DVD, or you can also see them on Disney Digital and stuff like that. Netflix.com, I believe, has them, and Hulu and a few other places. Either way, but if you want to watch them with no commercial interruptions, no streaming and stuff like that, buy them on Blu-ray and DVD. Okay, that's how you get to enjoy the season in full. Okay, each season, woo! And I can't wait to see Season 3 come to Blu-ray and DVD. I'm getting that. That's right. I'm getting that. Either way, my adventurous ones, that's it for this episode of the comic book review. So, what are your thoughts on this? Oh, also, one other thing I forgot to mention. Star Wars Rebels Kanan, okay, Star Wars Kanan had his own 12-issue series, okay? And it tied into the past of Kanan Jarrus, how he became a Jedi, how he went and escaped the Jedi Order 66 purge and shit, and so on and so forth. Not to mention, Freddie Prinze Jr. does a great job as Kanan Jarrus' voice. I mean, my God, you wouldn't even know it was Freddie Prinze Jr. I mean, the first time I saw him doing this stuff, you know, without the cartoon character doing it and stuff, the animated character, I was just like, that's Freddie Prinze Jr. doing this shit. Awesome. Either way, that's it. What are your thoughts, ladies and gents? Do you like Star Wars Rebels as much as we do? Or did you hate it? Or is there a favorite moment or character that you like from all 3 seasons so far? Let's discuss it down in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you're new, leave your comments down in the comment section. We love to hear from you, no matter the good or the bad, but please don't fight amongst yourselves. Okay, opinions are going to be like assholes. There will always be one. But you're going to all have a different opinion, so let's keep it clean and simple, okay? Make a discussion, a good discussion. You know, everyone's going to have a different opinion about something. For instance, when Star Wars Explained did his review of Star Wars Rebels' episode with Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul, I said Darth Maul went out like a bitch. That was the shortest fight in all of Jedi fights I've ever seen. But they said, come on, these people are in their 60s, for God's sake. I was like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? You're saying people in their 60s can't forget? That's racist against the elderly. That is racism against the elderly. Good thing the guy, good thing Star Wars Explained, oh my God, I forgot his name. Either way, he's a great guy. His wife, Molly, is a fantastic woman. They both are great Star Wars fans. Big shout-outs to them both, okay? Great job on Star Wars Explained. We love the show, watching it every time you're telling us about the lore of the gameplay from Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic or something else, or like Legends. We enjoy the show. Either way, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We're done here. Also, don't forget to hit the subscriber button's little bell icon so you're notified of when our next new episodes of Comic Book Review, any of our review shows, or Star Wars, The Adventurous Joe Show itself airs. And that's it, my adventurous ones. Peace out. May the Force be with all of you. And we'll see you all next time on the next comic book review.